So this is my 5-gallon shrimp tank. Yes, I do have a couple of white clouds in here. I have two, a male and a female. I couldn't catch the male, and the female was deformed, so I've left them together. I've never had any young, so I think that maybe she's sterile. I have tried to catch them to put them in the bigger tank, but no, we're not going to go there. It's a job and a half. So this is my first colony of shrimp, and it's still doing quite well. Funny enough, in here the colours are not as vibrant as they are in some of the other tanks. The shrimp in the other tanks seem to be very, very red. In here they seem to have gone slightly lighter. And in fact, I've got one shrimp in my other tank that looks black. It's so dark. And really what I was going to talk about was what I feed my shrimp in here. Now, mostly I've been feeding them the food I got when I bought them, which was from Flip Aquatics. I had that, but I've had it for a year, so I threw that away, and I bought the Bug Bites. My thoughts on it is that the shrimp seem to love it. I put some in here this morning and they're all finding it. Now, I only have a problem in as much as the size of the food. It's very small, so for shrimp, if you have a shrimp tank, that's fine. And also if you've only got a few fish like I've got in here, it's also fine. But I can't really use the Bug Bites in the tanks with bigger fish, even mid-sized guppies, because they can actually eat it. I don't know if there's any floating about on the top. I don't know if you can see that there are some. It does swell up a little bit after a while, but of course it does take a little while to float to the bottom. In that time, if you didn't notice, your guppies have just eaten it. So for a shrimp only tank, or if you've got a few fish, small fish, I think it's really good. There's a lot in it. I only paid, I think, $3 for mine, again on Amazon, and the shrimp seem to love it. And since I've been feeding them, I've noticed that there's more shrimp in here, so they seem to like it. But I do have this problem with its size. It's also, of course, usually I put in a bigger food for the snails, and the snails wouldn't really be able to find this, I shouldn't think, if it gets down between all the little pebbles here. The shrimp have no problem to dig it out. So if you have a shrimp tank you need to keep in shrimp, then the Bug Bites, I think, it's economical. Everybody seems to like it. In fact, the fish love it, so it's good. They all seem to better find it. They're all hunting down there for it. I don't feed my shrimp every day because they find enough stuff to eat. So mostly in the other tanks I break up bigger versions of what I would give my Cory cats, the wafers. I'll break that into 2 or 4 for the shrimp, or I give them the shrimp lollipops. But you have to be very careful with that if you have bigger snails, because the snails will just eat the whole lot of that in a few hours, not giving the shrimp chance at all. I do like all my fish and shrimp and snails to have equal opportunities to be able to get to food. You can tell it was a no feed day yesterday because every single shrimp is out. And they always seem to fight over one piece of food. Oops, we're going out of focus. So I do give a thumbs up to Bug Bites. All my fish love all Bug Bite food. No matter what it is, they would eat it. And it seems that if you look at down here, where I put the Bug Bite shrimp, the shrimp seem to really love that. But I would worry if I put that into a tanker full of bigger fish that the shrimp would never get a chance to eat it because the fish would just eat it first.